What's up, guys? We're back with a full slate of MLB action here on Thursday, July 24th. We're going to give out plays on every MLB game on the slate. I'll give you my favorite underdog pick of the day and my massive lock, my pick that regardless of price, I think is the highest chance of cashing today. Slam that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep seeing these videos every single day, and let us know what you're thinking in the comments. I personally answer every comment every single day. Check the pinned comment throughout the day to see our favorite picks, and it pays to check back a couple of times per day to see if there are any changes with injury news coming out and starters being confirmed. Yesterday, guys, we ran pretty hot. Now, not right out of the gate. We did get off to a rocky start there. We had the Padres at minus 144. Yeah, a very annoying 3-2 loss. Cease was pretty decent, but Alcantara was somehow lights out, not allowing an earned run over his 7 innings. But guys, that was the only loss we took the entire day. We hit the Milwaukee Brewers, Seattle Mariners no-run first inning, saw one combined hit in the first inning, so we get an easy cash on that one. We had Cleveland at minus 130, a super close 3-2 win behind a good start there from Slate Ciccone and a stellar performance there from the Cleveland bullpen. Zach Eflin was actually surprisingly good over his 5 innings, but the Guardians got a key rally going there in the bottom of the 8th, and Kwan knocked in the winning run. We also had the Toronto Blue Jays at plus 115, a nice little underdog hit there, an 8-4 win behind a good 7 innings there from Bassett, and another great day at the plate from Toronto. The Blue Jays are looking like the team to beat right now in the AL East. The Red Sox came through at plus 130 as our dog of the day. A nice little underdog play there as well. A super sweaty 9-8 win after being down 5-0. Giolito was awful, but Luzardo and the Phillies bullpen was terrible as well. So Boston finds a way to produce enough offense to get the win in that one. And we capped the day off with a win on our massive lock of the day. We had the Dodgers at minus 235. And guys, that's why sometimes it pays to not get greedy. It was a 4-3 win behind another Ohtani home run and a 7-inning 1-run, 12 strikeout performance there from Glasnow. The Dodgers bullpen is still a disaster, though, something they definitely have to be keeping an eye on here. You know, if they want to make a real postseason run, you're going to have some kind of bullpen. So we'll see how things go for them down the stretch. But guys, a 5-1 day, we will take that one. Put it on the board. Slam that like button if you enjoyed a 5-1 day there yesterday. But guys, let's go ahead and dive in. Unfortunately for us, we only have 5 games here on this Thursday slate, so not a ton of games to cover, but we're going to look at every single one. And first up, we've got the Baltimore Orioles going on the road here to take on the Cleveland Guardians. The Orioles come into this game fresh off a tough 3-2 loss there yesterday, so yeah, slam that thumbs up button if you enjoyed cashing the Cleveland Guardians there with us yesterday. The Orioles have now lost 7 of their last 8 games to fall to 44-57 on the season, so I would say they're straight up not having a good time and have to be one of the most disappointing teams in all of Major League Baseball after, having a very good season last year. They've obviously lost a lot of guys over the offseason, but really just having a terrible, terrible season so far this year. They're hitting the ball to Charlie Morton. Uncle Charlie is 5-8 on the year, a 5.58 ERA. His last start, not so good, guys. He got absolutely demolished there at Tampa Bay, giving up 7 earned runs over 5 1/3 innings worth of work in an 11-1 loss. So not a good look there. I will say, over the course of the year, he's been very serviceable for a pretty bad Baltimore team that is in desperate need of anybody that can really help. We'll see what he looks like in this matchup going up against Cleveland. Has he faced? Yeah, he faced Cleveland back in mid-April, so a really long time ago, but that start did not go well for him. Yeah, what did he give up? 5 earned runs on 7 hits over 5 innings in a 6-3 loss. So yeah, things have not gone great for Charlie Morton this year. I would say over June and July here they looked a little bit better, but the early goings was rough, and coming off the All-Star break, not looking so good there against Tampa Bay. So we'll see what he does in this one. I'm not expecting miracles. The Baltimore bullpen, we all know, has been part and parcel of their struggles this year. It has not been very helpful, all the way down to a 4, or up to, depending on how you want to look at it, a 4.80 bullpen ERA is a very big concern, and it's not showing any signs of improvement, that's for sure. Now, also the offense, 2, 3, 5, 5, 3, 1, 1, and 0. Over their last 2 games. They're 24th in the majors in runs scored, 23rd in batting average. They are 16th in slugging percentage after being one of the best slugging percentage teams in the entire major league last year. It has just, it's been pretty brutal this season for the Orioles at the plate. Nobody having a particularly good year. I mean, Jackson Holliday is a fun story, I guess, with his 14 home runs and batting .261. He's a young guy. He's going to get better. But right now, that is not what you want to see if you're an Orioles fan. That should not be your home run leader, I'll tell you that. So we'll see what they can do here on the road, taking on these Cleveland Guardians, who are 51-50 over the course of the year. They're actually playing great. They've won 7 out of their last 8 games. They won the first 3 here against the Orioles. They're going to hand the ball in game 4 here to Logan Allen, who is 6-8 this season, a 4.06 ERA. His last time on the mound wasn't amazing. 5 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 3 earned runs there against the Athletics, and it was eventually an 8-2 loss. Before that, he'd been throwing the ball pretty well. So maybe he gets back on track here after a rough start there, after the All-Star break. In terms of history against the Orioles this year, he did start against them back in mid-April and was great. 5 2/3 innings, 2 hits, no runs allowed, and a 6-3 win. So we'll see if he can replicate a little bit of that. Obviously, the Guardians are going to need him to be really good down the stretch this season if they want to make it anywhere. Their bullpen, not as good as last year, obviously, but it's been pretty solid. A 3.75 bullpen ERA, definitely playable. Also, definitely not, an elite bullpen. I'm not going to say that, but it's been decent. What's really held this team back this season, it's not like their starting pitching has been amazing, but their offense has been atrocious over the course of the year. They're 26th in runs scored, 29th in batting average, 28th in slugging percentage, but recently things have started to look up a little bit. Now, 3, 6, 10, 8, 2, 8, and 6 over their last few games. Shouldn't be anything too cartoonish, but for this team, that has been excellent. We've seen Jose Ramirez turning things on here, past the halfway point. He's looked much, much better. And just in general, the team is starting to hit the ball better. Quan looking like his wrist problems, I'm not going to say they're behind him, but they're looking at least a little bit better. And, got to feel good getting that go-ahead single there in the 8th inning. So we'll see what they do here playing at home. Looking at the numbers, the Orioles are minus 102. The Guardians are minus 120. We've got a total of 9 out there. Baltimore is 22-32 on the road. 34, 19, and 1 to the under on the road. Cleveland is 25-24 at home and a 500 over-under team at home. In terms of the total in this game, I'm probably not going to be too involved in it. You could maybe talk me into under 9 here, possibly, but I don't necessarily love that spot. I do, however, like the Guardians at minus 120 a good amount. I know they'd be going for their 4th straight win here against the Orioles, and I understand that comes with its own unique set of challenges, but I do think we'll see Logan Allen have a pretty good outing against a team he's got great history against this season. Charlie Morton's coming off a terrible start and has terrible history against Cleveland this year, so all of that's adding up to a Guardians pick being very likely to be in the pinned comment in some capacity, guys, because keep in mind, this is a 5-game slate, so a lot of these plays are going to make the pinned comment, and maybe some that wouldn't normally make it will be in there as well. Next on the docket, we've got the Toronto Blue Jays going on the road to take on the Detroit Tigers. The Blue Jays are fresh off a solid 8-4 win there against the Yankees. They win 2 out of 3 in that series to bump their lead there in the AL East up to 4 games. Very good stuff out there. They're playing really well, and also slam that thumbs up button if you enjoyed cashing the Blue Jays yesterday as an underdog. Now, they're going to be handing the ball in this game to Eric Lauer, who's 5-2 on the year, a 2.80 ERA. He has been looking really, really good. Hasn't given up more than 2 earned runs over any of his last 3 starts. Over his last 5 starts, the Blue Jays are 4-1 overall. So just very, very good stuff there from Lauer. Can't complain. His last time out, 6 innings, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, and a 6-3 win against the Giants. Very good stuff. We'll see what he does here against the Tigers. He did pitch 3 innings against them back in mid-May. 3 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run allowed in a 2-1 win. So, make of that what you will. It's not a terrible outing. It's also not an amazing outing. But the Tigers, most of the season, have looked really, really good at the plate. That hasn't been the case recently. So we'll see if that continues for them. But Lauer, I'm expecting him to be pretty solid out there. The bullpen for Toronto has been excellent. A 3.50 bullpen ERA. Nothing to complain about there. The offense has been cruising. 8, 4, 4, 8, 6, 4, and 3 over their last few games. They're currently all the way up to 10th in the majors in runs scored. They're still tops in the majors, first in the MLB, batting .260 as a team. They're second in on-base percentage. This team has a plethora of guys that can beat you on a nightly basis. And yeah, this is a pretty solid batting lineup, guys. This is not a team you want to be messing around with too much. So we'll see what they do here on the road against the Detroit Tigers, who just got swept at Pittsburgh, guys. They went into Pittsburgh, lost 3-0, 8-5, and 6-1. Not particularly competitive games, if I'm being honest. So we'll see what they can do here to try to turn things around. They're 60-43 on the year. They've got an 8-game cushion out there in the AL Central, so that's not a huge concern for them, but you don't want to be playing this bad. They're going to hand the ball in this one to Reese Olson, who's 4-3 this season, a 2.71 ERA. His last start, he was lights out against the Rangers, guys. 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs allowed. Unfortunately, we see the Tigers lose that game 2-0. Not Reese Olson's fault, but not getting any run support, and he hasn't gotten tons of run support over his last 5 outings. Now, obviously, he had that long stint there on the IL. Since coming back, he's looked very good against Cleveland, very good against Tampa Bay, and very good against the Rangers. So we'll see what he can do here against Toronto. Obviously, a pretty tough opponent, but he dominated them back in mid-May. So I'm expecting him to be very good out there. I can't necessarily say the same for the Tigers bullpen, though. It was good in the early goings, but currently sporting a 4.03 bullpen ERA. That does not leave a great taste in my mouth, guys. The bullpen has been a big part of their struggles here recently, but an even bigger part has been their lack of offense. They've scored 1-5-0, 2-1-0, 4-7, and 3 over their last several games, guys. They're 6th in the majors in runs scored this year, 12th in batting average, 12th in on-base percentage, and 7th in slugging percentage, but all those numbers are headed in the wrong direction right now as this team just seemingly has forgotten how to hit the ball. So that's a big concern for us in this game. Now, looking at the numbers here, the Blue Jays are plus 115, the Tigers are minus 135. We've got totals out there of 8.5 or 9. Toronto is 23-25 on the road, 24-22-2 to the under on the road. Detroit is 32-18 at home, 26-21-3 to the under at home. I think this is a pretty good spot to look at under 9. I don't think we're going to see a crazy amount of offense in this game with these two starters on the mound. I'm not particularly worried about either bullpen, maybe the Tigers bullpen, but it could round back into form here. So I'm going to be leaning towards the under a little bit. In terms of a side, I will lean towards the Blue Jays just slightly. And since, it's a very short slate, they could sneak in there as our dog of the day under the impression that, even if they can't get to Reese Olson, maybe they can get to that Tigers bullpen. But I also really like no run first inning in this game. It's got an excellent chance to make the pin common as well. So keep an eye on this one, guys. We are definitely interested in this game. Hey guys, hopping in here with a quick shout out to the sponsor of today and every day's video, and that is stumpthespread.com. Click the link in the description, go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, our premium members are getting daily MLB and UFC picks with college football and the NFL right around the corner. Guys, Major League Baseball has been our most profitable sport over there at Stump the Spread for the last several years in a row and is off to a great, well, it's not a start at this point anymore, guys. They've just had a great overall 2025 season, especially the month of July has been pretty red hot. At stumpthespread.com, you'll be able to see exclusive free picks that are only posted there, our free-to-use bet size calculator, and our premium top confidence picks, which might not and usually will not always match what you see here in the video, as I'm not the premium MLB handicapper for Stump the Spread. We've got a monster with many more years of experience covering MLB than I have. He used some very sophisticated tools and algorithms to make his predictions, and he's had a crazy, crazy month of July, guys. At time of recording, so including the picks from the 23rd, he is 53-21 over his last 74, which I think includes the entire month. You would have to count those up, guys, because all the plays from this entire month will be on the screen. You can see how hot of a start he got off to this month. He had a 10-0 stretch. He had a 3-day stretch where he got 0 picks wrong. Crazy, crazy work there. Now, there have been some bumps in the road since the All-Star break. On the 22nd, he went 3-1. Here on the 23rd, he only went 1-2, so that was a bit of a rough day. He did hit the Brewers, though, as a nice little underdog, but, not the best day. I'm expecting him to bounce back quickly and bounce back aggressively. So we'll see how that goes. I'm expecting good stuff from him because he's got a track record to back it up. Now, also, you got to go over to stumpthespread.com and get on that free email newsletter, guys. It's free information straight to your inbox every single day. All they need is your name and your email address. You just set up a free account over there, and that's all they need. You'll get one email straight to your inbox every single day with at least one free pick in it, oftentimes two, information on niche sports betting like golf, NASCAR, WNBA, all kinds of good stuff like that is included as well. Parlays are often included in those emails also, so definitely get in on that, guys. It's free information, very little effort from you. If you're not getting the emails, make sure you check your spam folder. They could end up in there. But guys, also, if you're a huge fan of what you're seeing from me here every single day, click that little join button right below the video to become a YouTube channel member. Channel members get exclusive early access to all of my videos. They get their name up on screen in every video like you're seeing right now, but maybe more importantly, I would say definitely more importantly, you get access to my members only giveaways. Every single week, I'm giving away a Stump the Spread hoodie to one random channel member. We'll be doing that. The next giveaway will be on the 28th. So coming up here in like 4 days, we'll do a random drawing from all the YouTube channel members. You'll each see your name on that wheel and you'll have a chance to win that hoodie mailed straight to your mailbox if you end up being the winner. So definitely get in on that if you're interested. But guys, let's go ahead and dive back in. We don't have a crazy amount. We only have 3 more games to cover, but we're going to take a look at those games right now. And next up, we're going to look at the San Diego Padres going on the road to take on the St. Louis Cardinals. The Padres come into this one fresh off of losing 2 out of 3 there against the Marlins. So kind of crazy there. They're 55-47 on the season, 4.5 games back of the Dodgers there in the NL West. They're going to hand the ball in this game to Yu Darvish. Darvish, who's 0-2 on the season, a 6.08 ERA. He hasn't had the easiest time since coming off the IL. His season didn't start all the way until July 7th. He's had 3 starts since then. Only one of those has been a win for the Padres, and he's given up, 2 earned runs over 3 2/3 against the Diamondbacks, 4 earned runs over 4 2/3 against the Phillies, and 3 earned runs over 5 innings in a 4-2 loss against the Nationals. So I'll be honest, he really just hasn't looked like himself yet this year. Will that happen at some point? Maybe. Hard to know if that's going to be the case, guys. He's 38 years old. He's no spring chicken anymore, coming off of injury. Not the easiest thing to do, just get back up to speed out there on a big league mound. So we'll see what we get from Yu Darvish in this one. I'll be honest, I'm not necessarily expecting miracles from him. Now, in terms of miracle expectation from the Padres, that bullpen's been pretty crazy. A 3.13 bullpen ERA is currently best in all of Major League Baseball. That bullpen is no joke, for sure. Now, something that might qualify as a joke here is the Padres' offense, or lack thereof. They've scored 2, 3, 2, 8, 2, 7, and 1 over their last few games. They're 25th in the major leagues in runs scored. They are 26th in slugging percentage. They're 18th in batting average. I guess Machado's having a fine year, but I'm not too impressed by 285 batting average and 18 home runs, especially, when he's supposed to be as good as he's supposed to be. Fernando Tatis Jr. got off to an incredible start to the season, but that tailed off pretty aggressively, and he's had some bad injury luck. He has not been great either. This team is just not a very scary offense to face, which is not really what I would have said coming into the year. So we'll see what they do here on the road. They're going up against the St. Louis Cardinals team, who is also fading fast, guys. They just lost 2 out of 3 against the Rockies. They got shut out 6-0 by the Rockies yesterday, to lose that series 2-1, by the way. They're now only 1 game over 500. This Cardinals team, after getting off to a great first half of the season, is fading aggressively down the stretch. A lot of those young pitchers that were looking so good in the early goings are tailing off a little bit, are fading. The offense that was looking unsustainably hot, turns out it definitely was unsustainable. They're all the way down to 12th in the majors in runs scored, 9th in batting average, 18th in slugging percentage. Yeah, it's just not working out right now for the Cardinals. So we'll see what they do here. Handing the ball to Sonny Gray, their ace. He's 9-4 on the year, a 4.04 ERA. You don't want your ace's ERA to start with a 4, I'll tell you that. His last time on the mound, 3 1/3 innings, 11 hits, 9 runs allowed against Arizona. That's pretty bad. That doesn't get a whole lot worse than that. Do I expect Sonny Gray to bounce back? I absolutely do expect him to bounce back here, especially against a team like the Padres. Now, I don't believe he's faced the Padres yet this season. No, he has not. So we'll see how that goes for him. I think he'll be better. I don't know if he's going to be lights out, but I definitely think he's going to be better. He's definitely not going to be worse. That'd be hard to do. Now, the Cardinals bullpen has been kind of impressive, I'm going to be honest. Now, earlier in the year, they looked terrible for quite some time, but the offense, kept them afloat. The bullpen now, though, is top 8, or currently 8th in the majors, a 3.65 bullpen ERA. So they've managed to get the pen looking pretty legit. The offense, though, has fallen off aggressively. They scored 0, 4, 6, 3, 1, and 3 over their last 6 games. You're not supposed to lose 5 out of 6 when your series is against the Diamondbacks and the Rockies. That was a bad road trip. So we'll see what they can do back at home. Now, the offense over the course of the year, 12th in runs scored, 9th in batting average. They've put up good numbers, but it has not been pretty. So looking at the numbers for this game, the Padres are plus 115. The Cardinals are minus 135. Totals out there of 8.5 or 8. The Padres are 24-29 on the road, 29, 22, and 2 to the under on the road. The Cardinals are 29-20 at home, 27, 19, and 3 to the over at home. I do think this is a game you could interest me in over 8. Potentially, it's not a spot I necessarily love, but as the weather heats up, we want to be trying to find more and more opportunities to be on overs. In terms of a side here, I'm going to take the Cardinals. Back at home, they play much better in front of the home crowd. Fading Yu Darvish at this point seems like almost a necessity. Now, I do worry about the Cardinals, starting pitching situation, maybe a little bit, but I think Sonny Gray will be fine. I worry about their offense, maybe a little bit against especially the Padres bullpen, but overall, guys, I think the Cardinals at minus 135 is my favorite play on this game. Next up, we're going to be looking at the Sacramento Athletics going on the road to take on the Houston Astros. The Athletics come into this game losers of 4 in a row. They just got swept there against the Texas Rangers in Texas, so that was a tough look, but this team at 42-62 on the year, not having the season of their dreams. They don't even have a home right now, so you can't really blame the Athletics too much for not having a good year. They're going to hand the ball to Luis Severino, who is 3-11 on the season, a 5.10 ERA. His last start, though, he was very good. At Cleveland, 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs allowed in what was eventually an 8-2 win there for the Athletics. So very good stuff there. Not very good stuff prior to that, though. His 4 starts before that were all losses for the Athletics, and none of them were particularly good performances from him. So Severino, somebody who I think probably hasn't done well in this environment, just not able to really lock in when playing for a team that's this bad. His last start against the Astros, 5 innings, 9 hits, 2 earned runs, including a home run he gave up in an 11-4 loss. So I'm not expecting Severino to be very good in this game, and part of that is the even the Athletics to be very good because their bullpen is so terrible. I don't think Severino is going to go out there and pitch 8 innings. There's really no point for him to even think about doing that, and the Athletics bullpen is the second worst bullpen, kind of tied for last in the majors. It's really, really bad. So not expecting the bullpen to be good. The offense is also really slumping. 1, 2, 2, 2, 8, 6, and 6 over their last few games. Jacob Wilson, Brent Rooker, Tyler Satterson, all dudes who've had pretty decent seasons. But as a team, the Athletics are 18th in runs scored, 19th in on-base percentage, and they come into this game, guys, swinging some ice-cold bats. So we'll see if they turn things around here on the road against the Astros. It seems like a big ask. Houston comes into this game playing great. They've won 4 in a row, just swept the Diamondbacks. They are currently in control out there in the AL West. 6 games up there on the Seattle Mariners. They're hitting the ball in this game to Jason Alexander, a former Athletics player. Now, he hasn't exactly been killing it this season, but his last time out, he was against the Dodgers. It was a long bullpen, outing. 3 innings, 2 hits, no runs allowed. That was part of an 18-1 blowout. The last time he faced the Athletics was a start. 6 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, only 2 of which were earned in a 13-3 win there for the Astros. So I'm expecting Jason Alexander to actually be pretty serviceable out there. I don't know how deep he's going to go into the game, but I'm not really too worried about that, because the Houston bullpen is one of the best in the majors. A 3.30 bullpen ERA is excellent. I also think Alexander going up against his former team might be a slight advantage, maybe a slight disadvantage. We'll see if that actually comes to fruition. But I think if he struggles, the Houston bullpen can just go in there and clean up his mess. So the pitching situation for the Astros actually seems fine to me in this game. The offense has been cruising. 4, 3, 6, and 11 over their last few games. They're currently second in the majors in batting average. They are 8th in on-base percentage. This team is going to continue to hit the ball, or continue to score more and more runs here as the season progresses. So liking a lot of what I'm seeing right here from the Astros. And looking at the numbers, the Athletics are plus 110. The Astros are minus 130. We've got totals out there of 8.5 or 8. The Athletics are 22-30 on the road, 27, 21, and 5 to the over on the road. The Astros are 33-19 at home, 29, 22, and 1 to the under at home. In terms of a total in this game, I'm going to lean towards over 8 for sure. I think there's some value to be had on that play, definitely. But better than that, guys, I really like the Astros here at minus 130. I think there's a very real chance here that the Astros could end up being my lock of the day. And I know their pitching situation is a little bit odd for this one, but I don't think that's going to matter here against the Athletics, who are swinging ice-cold bats, don't have good history against the starter that they're going to face, and their starter has terrible history against the Astros. So definitely give me Houston here as a potential lock of the day on this extremely short slate. Last but not least here, guys, we've got the Seattle Mariners going on the road to take on the Los Angeles Angels. The Mariners at 54-48 on the year, not killing it. They just lost 2 out of 3 against the Brewers. They're going to hand the ball in this one to Logan Evans. This young 24-year-old is 3-3 on the year, a 3.81 ERA. His last start, 4 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs against Houston in a desperately needed 7-6 extra inning win. So they'll take that. He has been pretty inconsistent out there, which is exactly what you would expect of a 24-year-old on a big league mound, but he's also done some good stuff. So I want to give the kid credit where credit is due. He did shut down the Nationals over 8 innings back in May, so that's a good look. His last 3 times on the mound, only 3 times on the mound in the month of July. A very good start against the Royals, a very bad start against the Yankees, and then I would say decent start against the Astros, where he clearly didn't have his best stuff. He did have 3 walks in that game also. So we'll see what he looks like in this one going up against the Angels. Not, exactly the scariest team to face in the MLB, but not the least scary either. They're decent. Now, the Mariners bullpen, it's had some struggles recently, I'm not going to lie. They're all the way up to a 3.90 bullpen ERA. That's not great. They've looked much better than that at most points during the season. So we'll see if that can continue, see if they can re-improve and prove themselves again. But the offense has been the biggest change for the Mariners. Now, they've only scored 2, 1, and 0 over their last 3 games, but over the course of the year, they're 9th in the majors in runs scored. They are 9th in slugging percentage, 6th in on-base percentage. The turnaround for this offense from last year to this year has been nuts, guys. So much better. And a lot of that credit does go to Cal Raleigh, guys, with 39 home runs so far in the season. He's still batting .256. His year has been absolutely incredible. And, he won us a little bit of money there by winning the home run derby. So thank you, Cal Raleigh. But really, guys, the Mariners offense is swinging some pretty cold bats coming into this game, so definitely something to keep an eye on here. They'll be taking on the Angels in this one, who come into this game just getting swept there at the Mets. They're 49-53 on the year, which is better than I would have thought they'd be this season for sure. They're going to hand the ball here to Yusei Kikuchi, who's 4-6 this season, a 3.13 ERA. His last start was against the Phillies. Not like the Phillies been hitting the cover off the ball, but he went 5 innings, gave up 5 hits and 2 earned runs. It was eventually a 9-5 loss, but obviously not Kikuchi's fault. He went out there and had a pretty good outing. Over his last 5 starts, he's looked solid, maybe a mediocre outing there against the Rangers, but the Angels are 3-2 over that span. In terms of his history against the Mariners this season, it appears he somehow has not faced them yet this year. Yeah, he hasn't faced the Mariners yet this year, so we'll see what he looks like in this matchup. I'm expecting him to be decent. He's been pretty decent all year long and very decent down the stretch. The Angels bullpen, on the other hand, this season has been bad. A 5.09 bullpen ERA has kept them among the worst bullpens in the major leagues all season long. That's definitely been a problem, something they need to improve, if not this season, at some point. Now, what's kind of kept the Angels hanging around here with a record around 500 has been their offense. It didn't really show up against the Mets. I mean, 3-2-6 or 3-2-5 runs in that series isn't amazing, obviously, but it's not the end of the world. They scored 8, 5, and 6 there at the Phillies. So maybe getting back home will get those bats to wake up or wake back up a little bit. They are 8th in the majors in slugging percentage. They're 16th in runs scored, 24th in batting average, but they do have some kind of scary bats out there. We're seeing Mike Trout maybe start to turn things on a little bit, and there's some other guys out there that hit the ball really well all year long. So I'm liking a good amount of what I'm seeing from the Angels right now. So looking at the numbers, the Mariners are plus 100. The Angels are minus 120. We've got a total of 9. Seattle is 26-24 on the road, 31-18-1 to the over on the road. That's kind of crazy. The Angels are 24-23 at home, 26-19-2 to the over at home. Given these trends, guys, we have to consider over, even though it's 9. So definitely think over 9 is live in this spot. But in terms of a side, I'm definitely going to be leaning towards the Angels. I haven't loved what I've seen from Logan Evans necessarily. He's been pretty inconsistent. Kikuchi has been consistently solid. I could see Logan Evans getting a little bit rattled against some of these power hitters for the Angels, so maybe that helps a little bit. And they're at home for this game. That's definitely a huge help as well. Like, home teams have been nuts this year in the MLB, so definitely going to be leaning towards the Angels here at minus 120. Guys, that's all the games that we have today. Unfortunately, a very short slate out there in the MLB. Make sure you're hitting that like button for good luck on all of your bets. That really helps get these videos promoted out there. Help us get a few new viewers in the door. We want to spread the love around here at Stump the Spread. It's definitely helpful to get, some new blood in the mix every once in a while. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you are one of those new viewers so you don't miss out on these videos. We're putting out a new video every single day. All the OGs know that we've missed almost, it's crazy. It's crazy. The amount of days that we haven't missed is what is nuts. Also, let me know in the comments any questions that you have about today's slate. I think I answered every question or every comment yesterday, and we're trying to get back on the horse, making sure we make that happen every day. Thank you guys for watching. Like I was saying, guys, it is majorly appreciated. Also, click the link in the description. Go over to stumpthespread.com. Check out everything we offer there. We got free stuff. We got free picks. We got free to use bet size calculators, which I definitely encourage everyone to check out. Also, get on that free email list, guys. It's great information straight to your inbox every single day, and all they need is your name and your email address. You get one email every single day straight to your inbox or straight to your spam folder. Check on that. Make sure you're checking on that. But guys, it's fantastic information every day on all kinds of good sports betting related topics. Guys, that's all we've got for this one. We'll see you right back here tomorrow for a full slate of MLB action. Same time, same place. See you then.